Stir your cauldron well, chant your words and sing your spell.
Good afternoon, Broom Riders. Welcome back to the Purple Broom Apothocary Presents. I am Natalie, your host, and today I am going to do a sort of a reveal, sort of an unboxing. And I say sort of an unboxing because if you've been watching my Coffee and Cartomancy segment, you have already seen this. So it's not a true unboxing as in I'm taking out the cellophane and I'm demonstrating it for the first time. But I do want to give kind of a shout out to my friend Krisroffer Hughes. Krisroffer is a fellow O-body and a Druid, and he has produced this absolutely stunning tarot deck that I want to share with all of you today. This is the Bee Tarot by Krisroffer Hughes. It is absolutely everything you could hope it to be. Well worth every penny. First off, the box is a nice sturdy box with a magnetic flap. It is a great place to store your cards. I love this little quote he has in here. It says, "Did the bees understand the mysteries of the Druids, or did the bees perhaps give them access to these mysteries?" I have my own opinion on that, and it sides with the bees. So it's beautifully done. This artwork on these cards is gorgeous, and the art was done by Nadia Turner. So he titles his book called Into the Hive. And I think it's important to note that Krisroffer shares a special relationship with bees. One of the things I did not know about him that I learned from this book actually is that he and his partner particularly, have an apiary. They keep bees. And so Krisroffer has a very intimate relationship with bees, which you see here in this deck. Now, the cards themselves are, normally I'm a person that likes kind of a stiff card, something that gives a little body when you shuffle. But I'm getting older and I have little hobbit hands, which makes it hard to shuffle. So this card has a flexibility to it, but it also has a coating that makes it very durable. It's almost got a cloth-like feel to it. This is the back of the card. And this actually was my card for, this was actually the card I pulled today for Coffee and Cartomancy, the Two Swords. But you can see that this artwork is absolutely gorgeous. What I like about this deck is that a lot of times, especially when dealing with the suit of swords being those challenges and difficulties that we experience in day-to-day life, a lot of times those cards tend to be dark and kind of negative in their feel, and you're like, oh gosh, you got a sword, I'm so sorry, girlfriend, boyfriend, oh my goodness, but that's not the case with these cards. With these cards, you can clearly see that there are challenges, but they're going to be faced. It has a positive feel to it, which I love. I also love the flowers in the artwork because, of course, flowers are very important to bees, and you can see all of the little bees buzzing around the flowers. To me, bees always give hope. I'm going to be straight up. I think bees, hands down, are the single most important creature on the planet. Because if we did not have our pollinators, and bees are our primary pollinator, I understand we have wasps and we have certain flies and moths and butterflies, but bees specifically, without them, we would not have many of the species of flowers and trees and plants that we have today. And so, our medicine and our food would be vastly different. They are very important little creatures, and they've been facing a lot of hardship over the last few years. I don't know if you've kept in touch with that, but there has been a fungus, I believe it is, that's been wiping out populations of bees. Then you also have the Asian giant hornet, which is spreading, and that sucker will decimate an entire hive of bees in seconds. So it's terrifying. Plus they have multiple queens, they nest just about anywhere, and they can sting you over and over and over again, unlike a bee that can sting you once and the poor thing dies. So those Asian giant hornets, I think are something. Normally I say, live and let live, and everything has its purpose, but those suckers, they're just evil. Anyway, the other thing that I like about this is that honey features very heavily, of course, in this deck. And to me, honey is like liquid gold. I love that stuff. It's medicinal in so many ways. It is an antiviral, antibacterial. I believe it has antifungal properties. It is literally the only food that never spoils unless you've got something else in it that has spoiled. But you can literally crack open 1,000-year-old jar of honey and it will still be edible, provided nothing else has gotten into it that has spoiled. So I love this one because in some ways I'm a little terrified of bee stings. So the fact that people can allow them to be on them and to this degree, to me, just indicates a certain level of calm. That is the emperor, and I absolutely love how he's totally in control of that situation. So I like the fact that the artwork goes all the way to the edge of the card. As you can see, it doesn't really have a border, which I kind of like, because to me borders can be a little bit distracting. I had one deck that the border was such that it almost looked like a tornado in the background of every picture, and I'm like, why is there a tornado? I mean, this isn't a Texas deck. Texas, Oklahoma deck where you have tornadoes in the background of nearly every season. So I love the fact that the picture goes all the way to the edge of the card. The artwork, the coloration, it's beautiful. This is another one that I think is just lovely because you've got your lavender fields, which lavender makes a lovely honey. And I love the fact that you got your little bee hive there. I'm sure there's a specific name for that particular thing, but I'm not privy to that. So I just love how they incorporate the bees into each one of these pictures. I love the fact that I'm going to show you the wheel of the wheel of fortune. He just calls it the wheel, right? Not just a wheel of fortune, but it's the wheel. And I love the fact that the lighting here sucks, and I'm sorry, but you can see all the different colors, and I love how that card was done. So Krisroffer gives some beautiful explanations for his cards. It follows a standard Rider-Waite system, but he has his own interpretations. I used to be the kind of person that was like, I never read the book that comes with the deck because I'm an intuitive reader. You know what? As I've matured as a practitioner, I have found that I really enjoy reading because sometimes I learn something new in an interpretation to a card, or there's something that the artist wanted to convey or present that I did not take into consideration in readings myself previously. So, you know what? Get to know the cards. I do say go ahead, open them up, feel them, run them through your hands, lay them out in different spreads, and get to know them. But take time to read the book too, because Krisroffer particularly is an extraordinarily insightful gift of a human being. I don't know how else to put that. So you will gain a lot from reading through the book, which is, by the way, also beautiful and typical Llewellyn fashion, because this is published by Llewellyn Corporation. The books and the illustrations, if you are a fan of how they did Deborah Blake's Everyday Witch Tarot book, you're going to love this one too. It's just as wonderful. So by all means, check it out. One of the things he does that I really like is he gives you buzzwords at the beginning of each card. So there's a nice full color illustration. I don't know about you guys, but once I've gone through the book, I feel like I've kind of assimilated what I need from the book. So unless there's something specific to it, I may not keep the book. And what I mean by that is I might utilize the images for spell work, especially if it speaks to me. So I might, and Krisroffer, if that gives you a heart attack, I apologize, but I don't want to use the cards, and I don't like making copies of the cards because to me that feels like almost like a copyright issue, and I don't like that. So I will sometimes utilize the actual full pictures, and if it's something where I don't need to destroy the picture, I can use it again for something else. I'll cleanse it and use it for something else, but that's just a thought. So if you have not gotten this deck yet, I'm going to tell you, get it, guys, because this is an absolutely stunning deck. You will not be disappointed. Good quality. These cards are going to last you many years, even though they are very, very flexible and shuffle well. So they don't really have a border on the edge either, like some of them will have that shiny. And I know opinion is split on whether or not that's a good thing. Some people find it distracting, some really like it. I tend to be a shiny, happy person, so I kind of like it, but it's not distracting to not have it on there. So beautifully, beautifully done. Please please check it out. You will not be disappointed in this deck. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for more content. Like and hit that subscribe button if you'd like to hear more. My podcasts are posted here as well. If you have suggestions for topics or guests that you'd like to hear on the podcast, by all means, please check it out, and feel free to check out our Patreon page as well. I'll be adding some new content to that very soon. Thank you and have a beautiful day.